Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel. It's been a while since I have uploaded anything on the series Road to 1000 Elo. So, my last episode was a month ago, and in that episode, I have concluded in 913 Elo. And since that episode, I lost many games and my Elo dropped down to 700 to 800. So, it took me a month to reach back to 900 Elo. That is why I haven't uploaded anything on this series. So the today's episode will be all about how I reached to 900 Elo. I will show you my last 3 games that helped me to reach to 900 Elo. So let's start with the video. And if you are new to the channel, please like, comment, share and subscribe. Let's start with game number 1. In game number 1, I play with black pieces and my opponent with white pieces. So game start with pawn to e4, pawn to e5, knight to f3, knight to c6, knight to c3, bishop to b4, attacking white's knight, bishop to c4, black captures the knight, white recaptures with the pawn, knight to f6, pawn to d3 and pawn to d6. So it is a typical line for both black and white. Here black captures the knight, white recaptures and damaging the structure at F and C. Here, according to me, according to the beginner perspective, black is in better position. I might be wrong. So, pawn attacking the bishop, white moves back, queen to e7, queen to e2, pawn to g5 attacking the bishop, white moves back to g3 and knight to g5 putting a pressure on white bishop. White moves back to s2 and after this position I play queen to e6. So as a beginner, what I really do is I look in one part of the board. So here I just look at the left side of the board because I thought I can capture the pawn at s3 and later on I can put a pressure on white bishop, but never thought that there is a threat at c4 because I am a beginner. So after this move white captures obviously, and here I get desperate and attack white queen. White captures, I recaptures with pawn. After this extending the pawn again, being desperate, and I attack opponent queen. Here the best move should be this, exchanging, according to the computer, exchanging the rook. So after this I move here. My only move and thought was to capture white queen or a rook because I was desperate, but forgot that in the next move opponent can give me a checkmate. So after this it is checkmate. So it is with game number 1. So let's start with game number 2. In game number 2, I play with white pieces and my opponent with black pieces. So the game start with pawn to e4, pawn to g6, knight to c3, bishop to g7, knight to f3, pawn to d6, pawn to d4, knight to f6, bishop to c4, black castle, bishop to g5. Here, as a beginner, I think white has a clear advantage because white has more control on the center of the board. I think so. So here, bishop to g4 attacking the queen, a knight and a queen. White castle. After a few moves, takes. Here, black threatens the queen. After this, here, black could have simply captured the bishop and I could have recaptured. Anyway, after this I move back to e2. Here black captures the bishop, I recaptured with my knight. Few moves later, I just move my knight around the board. I don't know why. And in this position, I am threatening black queen and a rook. So in this position, I can either capture rook or queen. That's the same thing. So here, what does black do? Blunders his queen. So in the previous game, I blundered my queen. And in this game, my opponent blundered his queen or her queen. So this is how, as a beginner, we play. Maybe when we are at 1500 elo to 2000 elo, we might play like a pro, but for this time we are like a noob and playing like a noob. So here I capture the queen. A few moves later, and in this position black resigns. So this is with game number 2. Let's start with game number 3. In game number 3, I play with black pieces and my opponent with white pieces. So the game start with pawn to e4, pawn to e5, pawn to c3, knight to c6, knight to f3, knight to f6, bishop to b5, and bishop to c5. Here I could have simply captured the free pawn, but what do I know? I know nothing. So after this, takes, pawn to d3. Here white could have captured the pawn at e5. It's a free pawn, but what do we know? We know nothing. So after this, bishop to g4 attacking the knight and a queen. Here takes, castle. After this, white marching his pawn. After this, so white continues to march his pawn at A, B and C. I march my pawn to A5, bishop to B2, takes. Here. So in this position, after this, the best move should have been this, because after this I can just capture the pawn and attack the opponent queen and a rook. So it was the point and it was the advantage according to the computer. It was shown in the evaluation by computer. So after this, takes, white attacking the queen. Here And in this position, I could have simply captured the bishop instead of knight, because I could have defended my knight and life could have been easy. What I do, capture the knight. Here I lose my knight, and few moves later, in this position, white has a clear advantage of giving me a draw by move repetition like this. So white could have used a move repetition and giving a stalemate. But what does white do? White rejects the draw, and after this, here we exchange our queen. Why I am saying that white should have done a stalemate? Because we can see in the game. So after this, I have a pass pawn where I can promote it to the queen. Here white blocks. After this, here my intention was here to attack the rook. So if the white captures, I could have been a rook advantages. So here white giving a check, I move my king back to h8. After this, I make a queen. Here takes. After a check, it's a checkmate. So it is with this episode. Hope you like it. Let me know in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next one.